Welcome to the Points Taken podcast. This is episode 7. It'll be available Thursday, September 21st, or maybe Wednesday night if you're subscribing on YouTube. My name is James Keeley. With me, as always, is Sammy Schaefer.
Hey, everyone.
How are you, Sam?
I'm doing awesome. How about you, James?
Doing well. Let's remind them we only take underdogs, overs, props, fun bets. We don't make it too complicated here. Hopefully we're making your life easier, winning you some money. We'll see how that goes later. Episode 6 was well received. No one at all felt sorry for Drew Barrymore, so that was good. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to be like, you can't attack Drew Barrymore. No one cared. It was great. My friend Jackie was like, oh yeah, I did this and that about Drew Barrymore. I'm like, was I hard on her? She's like, no, you're fine. So I was like, oh, perfect. She's my barometer for if I'm going too far sometimes. So thanks, Jackie. Post comments on YouTube or on Twitter, X at Points Taken Pod. Give us some ideas if there's something you want to see, something you want to see less of. Don't just say less of the show, because I already thought of that insult. It's not even funny anymore. Sammy, what's on the show?
We have college football week 4, NFL week 3, and Rusty Rockets.
All right, let's mix it up.
Is this game day food?
Sammy?
Yeah.
Time to play everybody's favorite game. Is this game day food?
One of my favorites as well.
Absolutely. So what do we have today?
We have the hot and spicy wings, courtesy of KFC.
Okay, I saw a commercial for this. I said, all right, game day food, wings. You know, if you're going to go with the Colorado Buffaloes, Buffalo Wings, Buffalo Bills, there's a lot of wing tie-in you can do.
Yeah.
And anyways, fried chicken on a tailgate or just watching a game is a great idea. Absolutely. KFC, you know, they're a little hit or miss. So we got the spicy, hot and spicy wings here. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the rules. You take a bite or two. I guess your score. I take a bite or two. You guess my score. Whoever's closest wins. Whoever loses has to buy next week's food.
Okay.
All right. Get started, pal.
Let's see. Yeah, so I didn't realize these had bones.
Yeah.
Good. They always advertise as spicy, but I've yet to find a fast food that's truly spicy.
Yeah.
So let's see how they hold up to the name.
Okay. Looking very bready. I'm seeing very bready on this.
Yes, quite a bit of bread.
All right. I know your score.
Huh?
And I'm going to go in. So let's see. You did the right thing. You did no ranch dip right off the top.
Nope.
I don't know what this one even is. I don't know what part of the chicken that is.
Hybrid.
I'm going to go put this on my napkin and try another piece. And then, so here's what we're looking like. Okay. All right. You ready? All right. This will be easy. All right. So, you going to pick mine?
Yep.
All right. So for you, you got a 6.4 on it.
Really?
Yeah.
And why do you say that?
You didn't seem thrilled. We still got a ways to go. What'd you give it?
I give that an 8.7.
Wow!
I honestly really enjoyed it. Now, it is very bready, which is the best part of the chicken.
I'm getting killed on this one.
That one you dig. And I know, and part of the problem you're going to have, you probably didn't know this, but like I grew up on KFC chicken. So it was a little bit of a nostalgic bite into it as well that you probably couldn't play for.
Gotcha.
I loved them.
Okay. So, what do you think I gave it?
I think you also liked them. You know, you had a little bit of a twang in your voice, so I gave you a 7.9.
Wow. Okay. 6.8.
Jeez.
I did like it.
Way off.
I did like it.
Okay, what didn't you like about it then?
I'm going back in. It's a lot juicier than I thought it would be. It seemed like it was a little dry. The more I tasted, though, I think I underscored it.
Yeah.
So I may adjust my score to into the 7s.
Okay.
Not as high as you, 8.7.
No, I loved it. I could have eaten those the whole game.
8.7, second bite.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm going back up. You won.
All right.
You won this one,
I'll
big
take
time.
this round. After a tie yesterday, I'll take
But
this
I'm going to
one.
cross this out, and I'm going to pump this up a little bit. I give this a 7.1. I actually think these are very good, and they got a lot of spice on them.
I was actually impressed with the aftertaste. I'm actually still feeling some spice in the aftertaste.
All right, this is great. And then you got something else. What did we get?
Oh, so I guess they came out with cinnamon twists that are strawberry flavored.
All right,
So a good Taco Bell dessert.
let's rank this.
We're gonna rank
Taco
these
Bell,
as well?
right? The Taco
Okay.
Bell KFC.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a tough one. I'm going to tell you, you're not giving me much on that. All right. And I'm going into. Okay. After you write down your score, tell me. Okay. I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm not a big dessert guy from the fast food places.
Yeah.
A lot of artificial flavorings already in that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting you right there. So what do you give me?
Oh, I rated that you have it as 6.2.
Okay, I'm a 5.3.
5.3.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably that's the last one I'll ever have of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. For you, I gave you a 7.1. I think you liked it.
I didn't.
You didn't.
6.1.
Ah.
And it's just
Yeah.
for a dessert. I mean, it's not. It's just a cinnamon twist, but it's like they made it and then they realized later, oh, we want to add strawberry. It's just not great.
There's a lot of artificial strawberry there.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that at all. I mean, if it was there and I'm drinking, I would bite on it through. I would be turned off by it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to order that ever again.
Okay. So I think this is an easy one. For the dessert, is this game day food the answer for you?
Yes.
No, the dessert.
Oh, the dessert. I'm sorry. No. The dessert's a no.
But the wings, absolutely.
Absolutely.
8.7.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For me too. I thought that was a 7.1. Yeah. Anything over a 7. Really anything over like a 6.4, I'm going with yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wings were surprisingly good. We didn't even try the ranch yet.
Nope.
Are you strictly ranch or blue cheese too?
Ranch. Strictly ranch.
I can get in some blue cheese too, but it has to be good blue cheese.
I purposely didn't go for the ranch because I didn't want to accidentally double dip and upset your friend again.
Oh, Liz would have been
so
ravenously mad.
I had Liz in my mind when I decided to stay away from the ranch.
Yeah, she would have had a big problem with that. All right, is this game day food for the chicken wings from KFC? Yes.
Yes.
For the dessert? Absolutely not. All right, what's next? How about that? Changing up the order, putting game day food early. People like the game day food.
They do, keeping them on their toes.
They do. They like the game day drink segment too. Maybe could we even combine those one day?
I don't know. Can people handle that?
We did one episode, but it seemed a little slow, so we'll see. We'll see how it's going. All right, Sammy. Our overall record. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Last night, we were recording episode 6, watching the Browns game, keeping an eye on it. They were up 11 to 10 early, and then it was looking pretty good. And they came through. They got the over 19.5 pretty easily, and they only scored 22, but that's all we needed was 20.
That's enough.
So for the record, our week in the NFL was 4 wins and 3 losses, and in college, crushed it with 4 wins and 2 losses.
Nice.
It was a great week. 8-5 overall, a lot of fun, a lot of great games. About a 62% week we were hitting.
That's amazing.
I like it.
Made some money.
15 and 16 on the season. We're right near even, trending upward. Hopefully, we got some picks that we keep the streak going. I picked way too many games again.
You pick a lot.
I was like, let's just do 2 or 3, and no.
You
6
can't.
College, 6 NFL.
You're not going to narrow it down to 2 or 3.
12 games. And I had a bunch, I was going to say. I had 12 college games that I looked at. I looked at 12, and I'm not sure if I picked the right 6, but we'll see. But Iowa's plus 14 or 14.5 at Penn State, and I'm like, that's a good bet. But I'm like, but Iowa's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And Penn State looks pretty good. There was a lot of back and forth. Okay. Okay, but we had a winning week.
We did.
Finally, something to cheer about. Let's see where we're at on the chart this week. There he is. Look how happy he is.
That is a very happy James.
He's past the clown. I love that I'm talking like it's not me. He's past the clown, heading right toward the front of that motorcycle, right into Prince territory. 62%, it was 61.5. I jacked it up to 62%.
You're allowed to round.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a 5. So real happy. The overall is just slightly to the left of the clown. We're real close to 50%, and we were heading in the right direction. Gonna go with some other ideas soon. I'm thinking about some parlays. I'm thinking about a fan parlay where we put it in and give away the winnings to a listener if they subscribe. And
nice.
Stuff. So yeah, we're not only are we not asking for money, we may give you some.
All right.
Depending if we win. I mean, it's not. There's no guarantees. It's a parlay.
So
it's a fan parlay.
I do have to say though, being sandwiched between a clown and Prince, that's a pretty good place to be.
Pretty good. A happy clown, not the sad one.
True.
Happy, and then you get and you kind of need that balance because Prince could be a little bit overwhelming.
Absolutely.
Apparently, he would just hide out. He'd want to be like real surprised. So he'd hide out, and then he'd corner you and just talk to you about becoming a Jehovah's Witness at his parties. He was really big into that, and you would think, oh, he's gonna he's gonna come out and make out with you or something. It's like, no, he's like, can we talk about being a Jehovah's Witness? I don't even know what they do. Is it Jesus that they?
I don't know. I just know they don't celebrate Halloween. That's about all I know about him.
Yeah. Pretty intense.
I love how his parties were just a big elaborate ruse just to recruit people.
Yeah, it was. And he's singing all the sex songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you would think that that would not be where he was getting at, but no, he had a lot of faith. God bless him. God bless Prince, and God bless the week we had.
Yeah.
Love it. On to the next. College football picks. All right, so we got some winners from last week, but we can't rest on our laurels. Who are we taking? Week 4 of college football. What do we got? First pick.
Starting off with FSU at Clemson. It's at 11 a.m. Clemson's plus 2.5 with a total of 55.
Yeah, the overs hit in their last 2 matchups. 6-3-1 in the last 10. I can't really factor in a decade, but when they play, they're putting up some points. Clemson has put up a lot more points since the opening week debacle loss to Duke. But they're against Charleston Southern, where they beat, who they beat 66-17, and then FAU 48-14. FSU is a very good team. They're not going to have that sort of success against FSU's defense. And then FSU, they hung 45 on LSU. They beat Southern Miss 66-13, and then they beat BC 31-29. Kind of a sloppy game. Didn't score in the fourth, and Jordan Travis had a injury that looked pretty bad on his non-throwing elbow, but I think he's fine. So he's going to be ready for Saturday. Clemson plus 2.5, total 55. What are we taking, Sammy?
We're taking the over at 55.
Over 55. I like it. I like this one. I think they're going to be airing it out. What's the next game?
We got Rutgers at Michigan at 11 a.m. Rutgers is plus 24 with a total at 44.5.
Okay, Rutgers smoked Northwestern 24-7. Temple 36-7, and Virginia Tech 35-16. Michigan has beaten East Carolina 30-3, UNLV 35-7, Bowling Green 31-6. The teams, they're putting up some decent numbers, but defensively they're shutting them down. I mean, 3, 7, and 6. Michigan's defense has played very well, but against kind of not great teams. Same for Rutgers, but Rutgers was playing a little inspired. The total's low. Should be a tough defensive game, but Greg Schiano has Rutgers playing hard. They look inspired. Michigan looks a little flat, but Harbaugh will be back, so they're going to try to do it for the coach who got suspended. I love rallying for a coach who was suspended for breaking the rules.
Yeah,
like he's coming back from something that wasn't his own fault. But they'll be fired up. But I think the 24 points is a lot here. Rutgers plus 24. Yeah, take them. So what do you got?
Rutgers 24.
That avoid. Okay, what's the next one?
Colorado at Oregon's at 2:30. Colorado is at plus 21 with a total at 71.5.
Okay. The superstar player, freshman Travis Hunter, will not play. He got knocked out of that game where the kid who knocked him out got the death threats and his mother got death threats. Yeah, it's been a fun story. Oregon looks talented, but they beat up on Portland State in Hawaii. They played Texas Tech at Texas Tech, and they were losing quite a bit of the game. So I don't know. This one just seems like you gotta stay on the Colorado train until they let you down.
Yeah.
Big total, a lot of points in these games. What are we taking?
Taking Colorado plus 21.
Yeah, Colorado plus 21 seems easy right now. I'll probably, we can roll this clip back and they've lost by 75 and just put a big idiot stamp over me. What's next?
Ole Miss at Alabama's at 2:30. Ole Miss plus 7, total 56.
Okay, normally it's a lot of fun for me to pick an Alabama game. Hey, Bama team total over or whatever.
Yeah.
This is tough. Bama's playing bad. They're all over the place at quarterback. Their offensive line looks bad. They don't look inspired. I don't know. I don't think it's the beginning or the end by any stretch, but I think it's a team that could have some losses this year. They've already got one on the books. Lane Kiffin is a snake, and this is a perfect opportunity for him to try to beat Saban. Saban used to schlong him on the sidelines when he was OC for Bama. Just chewed his ass out, embarrassed him, and Kiffin took it, but I could tell somebody like him, he holds that inside, and he really wants to embarrass Saban. I don't know. I almost took Ole Miss. What are we end up taking?
We're taking Ole Miss with a team total of over 23.5.
Yeah, I like that. I looked at some of the data on the previous games. They put up some numbers against us. I think they'll come out swinging. The Ole Miss +7 was the play, and I worked around it.
Couldn't get yourself to do it?
I just think Bama could come out and really respond.
Okay.
And they could win by 35, but I just don't know, and I just don't see it. But I do like Ole Miss team total over 23.5. Roll Tide.
All right.
What's next?
Arkansas at LSU is 6 p.m. Arkansas is 17.5 plus with a total of 56.
Okay. Arkansas got upset last weekend by BYU. They're playing a little bit better than expected. LSU smoked Mississippi State. That was one of our picks. Didn't go well. But we only lost 2 of them. We won 4 of them. I don't know if you heard that earlier.
I think I did.
We did pretty good. The last 3 years, the game has been decided by 3 points. They play them pretty tight. I like the coach for Arkansas, Sam Pittman. KJ Jefferson was injured last year, so he didn't play. I think he's going to have a pretty good game. The Razorback team they got some holes, but I think they'll play pretty well in this one. The total 56 looked interesting, but when I looked at the previous scores, they were all pretty low. So what do we got?
We're taking Arkansas at plus 17.5.
I like Arkansas plus 17.5. Let's do it, Razorbacks. And what is the last college game?
We got Ohio State at Notre Dame at 6:30 p.m. Notre Dame is +3 with a total of 55.
Game day is in South Bend. They are ready. They are fired up. Notre Dame looks good. They really do. Ohio State looks a lot better. Kyle McCord, the Ohio State quarterback, is playing a lot better. The offense, he's had, I think, 3 passing touchdowns the last 2 games. The wide receivers are everything's clicking with them. Sam Hartman, the transfer quarterback at Notre Dame now, he's doing really, really great. I wish Bama would have got him. He's good. We're having problems. I'm hoping for a shootout in this one. I like Notre Dame +3 a little bit at home. But what do we end up taking?
We're taking the over at 55.
I like this over at 55. I think they put up 60+. We'll see. It could be a slower start because I think the defenses will come out pretty fired up, but I think we're going to get those points. All right, those are our college 6-pack. What are we on to next?
NFL Week 3 picks.
NFL picks. All right. I don't know how that song is not sweeping the nation. How is that not on iTunes top list?
It's going number 1.
Yeah, it's like you don't try that in a small town and NFL picks. What I don't know. Is that other song still on the? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't listen to anything that's not in the last 25 years. All right, let's do them.
NFL Week 3 picks. Starting off with Thursday night, New York Giants at San Francisco 49ers. The Giants are +10 with a total of 45.
This is another circumstance where I feel compelled to pick a game I would typically brush off, right? So I had to dig deep on this one. I had to look at some stuff. We're filming this on Tuesday, so some of the props aren't even out yet. I wanted to see if we get a quarterback prop or something. They're not out yet. So we adjust. We work with what we can work with. The 49ers scored 30 in week 1, and in week 2, also 30. The Giants lost 0-40 in week 1, a game we also bet and did not win. And won 31-28 last weekend. They bounced back. They were losing pretty early. But the 28 was by the Arizona Cardinals. So I don't have a lot of faith in them right now. So what are we taking?
We're taking 49ers team total of over 27.5.
All right. Hopefully they stick on that 30 points every week thing. But I see them potentially having a blowout here. What's next?
All right. Starting off Sunday with Colts at Ravens at noon. Colts are at +8 with a total of 44.5.
Yeah, it looks like the Colts rookie QB Anthony Richardson is likely out with a concussion. Gardner Minshew will replace him. They'll throw the ball more. Maybe get some points up there and they pressure the Ravens to score a little bit more. Or maybe they just give the ball back and the Ravens have more possessions. Ravens are at home. I don't like the Colts +8. I don't really like the total that much. What are we taking?
We're taking the Ravens team total of over 26.5.
Yeah, they scored 27 last week versus the Bengals team in Cincinnati. I just think versus this Colts team, they'll cover that. What's next?
Bills at Commanders at noon. The Commanders are +6.5, and we have a total of 44.5.
Yeah, Bills. They really bounced back. They played a very poor Raiders team. They put up a lot of points, and it seems like they're trending upwards. What are we taking?
We're taking the Bills team total of over 26.5.
All right, my friend Bill, Bill, who is a big fan of our show.
Yeah,
great guy. He told me you're undefeated with the Dolphins. Like you should track how many teams, in particular teams. Okay, that's hard to do, so I'm just gonna say I'm very good with the Dolphins. Right? So we're going to pick this Dolphin game. What do we got?
All right, so the Broncos are at the Dolphins at noon. Broncos are plus 6.5 with a total of 48.
Okay, Dolphins have scored 20 in week 1 and 17 in week 2 first half. So I'm looking at something in that capacity. They tend to start off slow, kind of slow down in the second half. We definitely saw that in the Sunday night game. And, DraftKings doesn't have a team total, so I'm looking at first half totals, which they do have. So what are we taking on this one?
Dolphins' first half team total of over 13.5.
Yeah, we're going with that. Hopefully Waddle passes concussion protocol and plays. Broncos don't look good, and the Dolphins are at home. I think they're going to put up some points in the first half, start off pretty quick. Hopefully Tua keeps it up. He's doing great. What's next?
Okay, Steelers at Raiders, 7:20, so Sunday night. Steelers are plus 1.5 with a total of 43.5.
Yeah. Both these teams aren't looking great. The Steelers won last night. Kind of was a little bit of a defensive touchdown that put them over the top. The offense is kind of struggling. But I've seen all I need to see out of the Raiders. Who are we taking?
Steelers plus 1.5.
Yeah. The Josh McDaniels, the coach of the Raiders, is not likable. And I think his players feel the same way about that. I'm taking the points. I've seen so many former players and current players going like, this guy is just not a good guy and doesn't take care of his guys. So I'm not sure he's going to last too long there. They had Gruden, and I think they were on their way up, and then that fell apart, and they got a problem now. So what else? What do we got?
All right, so we're switching to Monday. We have 2 games Monday night. First up, Rams at Bengals.
Yeah, we're going to go a no play on this until I see something that gives me any confidence in the Bengals. Burrow doesn't look quite right yet. I think he might still be injured, and both the teams have looked sloppy. Stafford's playing a little bit better than I thought, but he's missing some guys too. So we're going to stay away from that one. But I like the next one.
All right, Eagles at the Bucks, 6:15 p.m. The Bucks are plus 5 with an over at 45.5.
Yeah, the Eagles haven't had their explosive game yet. I feel like they've put up some points, but they're kind of slow. They've made some mistakes. They've gotten stuffed. But they did. Week 1 they scored 25, which is a lot. And then last week they scored 34. They were a little underwhelming. They got stuffed on a lot of plays, but they still put up those points. So AJ Brown was getting a little feisty on the sideline. I think that they'll kind of feature him more in this game. So what are we taking?
We're going with the total at 45.5.
Yeah, the Buccaneers will put up some points. I mean, the Bears gave him a pick 6, so it's a little inflated, but 45.5 I think is reasonable. We're going to take that. And not last but not least, the pick everybody's hoping either gets back on track or they're fading you for what they believe is easy money. We have Sammy's pick.
Sammy's picks up, and I am 0 for 2, so I think it's only appropriate to go for the battle of the 0-2 teams. So we're talking Chargers at Vikings at noon. The Chargers are plus 1 with a total of 54.5. And Sammy, I'm picking Chargers plus 1.
Attaboy! Attaboy. I have a friend who's a big Chargers fan. I don't think he's a big points-taking podcast fan, though, so he won't really see this.
So, he doesn't count.
It's a shame. It's a shame. So, whatever. I hope you win, but I don't care about his feelings. He's not going to watch my show. All right. That is the NFL picks. We hope we're not letting anybody down. We want to make more money. Yeah. Sammy, what else is in the news?
Well, unfortunately, a 53-year-old husband and father of 2 was killed at Gillette Stadium during a fight in the stands. The Patriots season ticket holder was punched in the face and fell and hit his head on the concrete. He lost consciousness and unfortunately never regained it.
Yeah, this was a terrible story. I was looking through, trying to find some stuff to talk about today. Not a lot was happening in the news, but there were a couple just sad stories, and this was definitely one of them. This is really pretty gross. I mean, you go to a game, the guy's a season ticket holder, gets into a fight, don't know who started it, don't care. Somebody lost their life, and somebody's going to go to jail for a long time. Lives are ruined because jackasses can't get themselves out of control. My parents used to have season tickets when I was a kid. There was several fights every game.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
So it's you can blame it on social media, you can blame it on anything. People are just dopey and aggressive at these football games. They just they're not, and they're rude, and then they're cantankerous and looking for trouble. So.
For as and I've been in several drunk tanks at pro sports stadiums, and for as drunk as I've ever been, I've never once thought about starting an actual fight.
Yeah,
just a waste.
I'm less innocent.
Okay,
but I'm older now, and I certainly try to avoid as much nonsense because you can't win.
No,
you either get your butt kicked or worse, or you kick somebody's butt and you're in big legal trouble. You don't want to be the wrong side of the law because somebody likes a different friggin' team than you do.
Yeah, you know, your pride's intact, but your life sucks.
Yeah, yeah. So you never leave. This is why you never leave the house.
Yep.
Sports fans can be the worst sometimes. It's a shame too because they don't care.
No.
You know, there's kids there cursing and all this stuff, just terrible behavior. So yeah, tell me something happier.
Oh yeah, sure. Russell Brand. Unfortunately.
Oh, what's going on with Russell Brand? Is he doing well?
Oh no, and not at all. He has actually looks like he's getting towards rock bottom. Russell Brand is being talked about all over, but not in good ways. Although, I'm sorry, an ex-girlfriend did come to his defense. She did say, she said she's not denying the allegations of his accusers, but she said nothing like that ever happened to her, and that everything was more than consensual. I promise. End quotation mark.
Yeah, that's old Rusty Rockets on Twitter. He was starting to get quite the the social media podcast kind of career going.
Yep.
That now he's banned from YouTube. He's got. I really don't know. I saw the allegations. They're pretty rough.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're from a long time ago. And again, like it's hard to judge. You want to believe accusers, but you also you got to get all the facts and the details. So, but I thought this woman was brave. She came out and she said, I'm not denying other people's claims, but he was great with me. We had never had any problem. I was really into him, and you got to give her a little credit for that.
Yeah.
Most people will kind of cower and if you're having some rough time in your life and people don't want to be drug into the controversy and stuff. So it's easy to lay low and stay silent. I thought it might be a win for his camp until I saw her picture. She's an actress, and I guess she does some stage shows with a group.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the performance group is called the Satanic Sluts. So
Good character witness right there.
yeah, it's like, oh, listen, I'm a very good judge of men because I'm part of the Satanic Sluts. So listen to what I have to say.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's not doing too well either. So, two pieces of news and not really uplifting. I was looking on E! Online, E! Entertainment,
Yeah.
and there's nothing, Bijou Phillips divorced Danny Masterson. Like, yeah, he's going to jail for 30 years, I think.
It's the right thing to do.
I think that was kind of on the horizon. But then they have a whole section that's just called Kardashian News.
Oh God.
A whole section.
They have their own show now. They have their own section of news.
Yeah.
Wow.
You hate to point the finger at O.J. Simpson, but but he's responsible for that.
He's doomed us all.
And some other things. I was thinking about when I was coming back in the room, I knew what our stories were, and they're kind of a bummer. But we were on vacation recently, right? And we were going to go to the pool, and we were just in this little room. So I have 3 children, and one of them's 5 years old. So I asked where the 5-year-old was. She was either in this room or the next room, but we couldn't find her. And I go, "Where's Rowan?" And my other 2 daughters kind of like, I don't know. And then we hear from an echo, but we just hear, "This girl is on toilet. This girl's on the toilet." And just sang the whole song, but instead of fire, toilet.
Good for her.
5 years old.
Just give her her own segment at
My
this
little
point.
buddy. So let's leave on a happier note. Thanks for watching. Follow us on at Points Taken Pod. We really appreciate it. Get some winners this weekend.
Yeah.
Make some money. Boy, if we go like 0-12, we pretty just have to cancel the show.
we just get rid of all of
Weird.
it.
So, oh gosh, that would be horrible. Please, another winning week. Let's have one. Thanks again for watching. We love y'all.
Thank
Always
you.
have. Always will. Got to keep that up. Right?
There you
People
go.
like that. Talk to you later. Bye.